Indiana walked into Rocket Arena and stole Game 1, 19 threes. A pace Cleveland couldn't hold, and Halliburton, the league's most overrated, turned into a headline. But beneath the chaos was a fault line. The Cavaliers lost. The public crowned a new hero, and the line didn't shrink. It grew. From 8 to 10, Vegas didn't blink. They backed Cleveland and doubled down. Because while the scoreboard favored Indiana, the structure didn't. Cleveland took more shots, won the boards, scored 70 points in the paint, turned it over just 7 times, and still lost because Indiana caught fire from deep, 19 for 36 from 3, a number they hit in only 3 games all season. The Cavs? They went 9 for 38. Mitchell, 1 for 11? No Garland. No rhythm. No finish. But this line doesn't move for sympathy. It moves for correction. Books don't give you 10 because they feel bad. They give it because the math demands it. This isn't about revenge. It's about gravity. Regression isn't a wish. It's a law. And Indiana is standing on air. And today's AI pick is Cavaliers 10. Not because they're angry, because they're due. Abbadon doesn't speak to hope. He speaks to correction. And tonight, that correction comes dressed in wine and gold.
Sometimes the noise feels safe. You see Steph. You see Kerr. You hear Dynasty, and your heart remembers what it used to feel like to believe in something certain. And you bet on that memory. But memories don't win games. The Warriors have changed. Slower, older, still beautiful, but brittle in ways the market doesn't want to admit. They added Jimmy. He's loud. He's brave. But he's not new. He's a patch on a sinking ship. Minnesota doesn't talk. They don't pose. They just grind. Anthony Edwards isn't a name yet, but he's already what the crowd pretends Steph still is, a closer, a creator, a fire without mercy. The Timberwolves are 7-0 in their last 7 at home. They lead the league in second chance points. They don't chase glory. They take it in pieces off the rim, off your rhythm, off your soul. The line opened minus 5.5. It didn't drift. It climbed. Books are not afraid of Golden State. And tonight, neither am I. And today's AI pick is Timberwolves minus 7. Not because they're flashier, but because they're heavier. They carry truth, not nostalgia. You don't have to bet with your past. You can start over. You can see what's really in front of you. And tonight, it's Minnesota.
They beat you once, April 10th, 5-4. It's the first thing casuals see, and the only thing they need. Washington won, at home, so they must be better, right? Wrong. Because this isn't a highlight reel. It's a war, and the Hurricanes don't lose wars. They bleed you out one shot at a time. Carolina leads the entire league in shots per game. They're number 1 in penalty kill. They control the puck. They control the pace. And even without Anderson, they've got Markstrom. Calm, proven, lethal. The Caps? They win on timing, on streaks. They're efficient, but they don't generate enough chaos to outlast Carolina's pressure. They're 11-2 at home. The public sees that and bites. Vegas doesn't care. They're hanging 125 like a piece of raw meat. Why? Because they know what we know. Washington may be structured, but they're not built to absorb 60 minutes of siege. Carolina doesn't take their time. They take your legs. And when your legs go, your game goes. Today's AI pick is Hurricanes ML 125. Not because it's obvious, but because it's sharp, because pressure applied early becomes panic by the third. And chaos always wins in 7. The Caps had their moment. But tonight isn't about revenge. It's about sending a message to Washington and the rest of the East. The Canes are coming, and they don't knock twice.
Vegas Golden Knights vs. Edmonton Oilers, Game 1. They want you to believe this is a toss-up, that Edmonton's volume gives them the edge, that they're hot at the right time. But that's not edge. That's noise. Here's truth. The Oilers shoot more than anyone in the NHL, but they convert like they're middle of the pack, because they are. Low shooting percentage, middle-tier penalty kill. And tonight, they walk into Las Vegas, Game 1, against a machine built for pressure. Vegas doesn't flinch. They don't give you gaps. They don't give you chances. They tape your space, then your breath, then your game. Adin Hill sits behind the 4th best defense in hockey. They're top 5 in goals allowed, top 5 in puck control, and they commit almost 2 fewer penalties per game than Edmonton, which matters when your power play is running at 28%. The public? They remember April. A 3-2 Oilers win. They hang on to it. Vegas doesn't. They remember the full arc. The Pacific title. The structure. The intent. There's no flash in May. There's no room for loose edges. Vegas doesn't chase the highlight. They punish it. One misstep, and they're already behind you. They don't need momentum. They manufacture it. They don't ask for your attention. They take your breath. This isn't a test of speed. It's a test of nerve. The pick is Vegas money line -140. Not because it shines, because it strips away anything that doesn't belong.
You've heard the voices. You've felt the weight behind every line. Now you want the truth. Here it is. We sent Abbadon into Cleveland, where the Cavaliers lay in wait, 10 favorites after embarrassment. This isn't redemption. It's retribution. In Minnesota, Christina Worthington didn't whisper. She struck. Timberwolves, 6.5. A team no longer dreaming of the finals, but expecting them. On the ice, Natas walked alone. He chose the Hurricanes, a team built on discipline, shots suppressed, chaos denied. Washington may flash, but flash doesn't win 7 games. And when it came time for steel, Malichi stepped forward. Vegas, money line, 140. Not because it sparkled, because it suffocated. No excuses, no air, just structure swallowing light. That's 4 games, 4 edges. Do we cash or do we burn? That's not for me to say. I don't sell picks. I don't promise glory. I only mark the trail. We walk it together. And when the lights go out, only one thing matters. Did you trust your weapon? Did you sharpen your edge? Because no matter what happens tonight, the blade is yours to hold. This is the war room. This is not a hobby. If you're still watching, you know that. So subscribe and stay ready. Because the deeper this run gets, the darker it becomes.
Elvis, did you see what they wrote? They think we're the con. They think this is a trick. Because we don't charge. Because we don't promise rainbows and 12-team parlays. Let them talk. Let them push poisoned links and coin-flip dreams. We don't sell picks. We don't split videos into parts. We don't make you chase hope behind a paywall. We show up. We speak before the board locks. We ride with every edge we call. You know that. You've seen the board turn red and stood anyway. You've seen the sweeps. You've felt the fire. That's the difference. We don't flinch when it gets dark. We sharpen the edge and swing harder. So yeah, they can doubt. They can call us ghosts or gamblers. But when this night ends, when the smoke clears, and the bankrolls bleed out, they'll know who walked in with steel, and who sold air. You with me, Elvis? Good, because this war doesn't wait.